Hey, you know what time it is?
What time is it, man?
The Beatdown! Hey, welcome everyone to another episode of The Beatdown. I'm your host, Class. This is my co-host,
Mr. J.
Guys. And we're back at it again. And this time we're in Mikasa. What's up? Look at that. Bam, look at that picture. Ain't that cool?
Different setting.
Yeah, different setting, but we're still going to talk about some really cool superheroes and supervillains and all the things we can think of. And today we have two interesting characters. Who we got, my brother?
Today we have the Punisher going up against Floyd Lawton, a.k.a. Deadshot.
Now, if you guys aren't familiar, Deadshot was in the Suicide Squad movie that came out recently, not too long ago. It was played by Will Smith. Now, some people liked him, some people didn't.
Look, man, I like Will Smith. Let me just throw that disclaimer out there. I like Will Smith.
Yes. Will Smith is
not my favorite Deadshot.
Is there anyone else who could have played it maybe better? Perhaps. Maybe. I don't know if Deadshot was Will Smith's character. I don't know if Will Smith should have been Deadshot. He should have been maybe like Green Lantern. Yeah, he could have done that.
That is a very interesting choice.
I would have seen that as more of an interesting concept. He has the body built for that.
What is the Green Lantern's name?
Well, there's Hal Jordan, and I forget the other guy.
Jordan.
I forget the other guy's name.
John Stewart?
Yeah, John Stewart. Yes, John Stewart. That's his name. It's John Stewart. I totally spaced out on the name, but he's right.
DC's hard, especially the Lantern Corps. You guys get complicated, and there's so many of you.
I just recently watched
just in one color.
I just watched a Lantern animated series about these characters. I still don't remember those names. I do know what happened with Celeste or Sinestro or something like that. That's an interesting villain. But anyways, beside the point.
Yeah.
Going back on...
We're totally off topic.
Going back on track here. Well, Deadshot, you already know he's from Suicide Squad. If you haven't seen the movie, you watch a YouTube trailer of it, you'll pretty much get the gist of who Deadshot is. He can shoot a bullet in ridiculous angles.
He's an expert marksman.
Yeah, it's impressive. It's impressive. He's an impressive marksman. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah.
And then you also got on the other corner the man who is tough as nails. I mean, this guy probably could take a bullet, pull it out of himself, put it in a gun chamber, and somehow shoot somebody else with it. Like, this dude is that savage of a character. We obviously were talking about the Punisher. You know, his name is Punisher.
Yes, definitely one of the most feared men in the Marvel Universe, if you're asking me.
Yeah, so putting these two characters together, I figured would make it interesting. We're going to make this an interesting one. So I'm going to represent Deadshot. My boy's going to be representing the Punisher. And usually how this goes, I usually start first. So, let's begin. In this type of situation, we can't put the characters in the same environment already face to face because it would be an unfair advantage. Let's be real. I'm going to be realistic. Frank Castle
in his argument, Floyd needs that. He needs space.
Range, yeah. He needs distance in order to get his man. Because he's an excellent marksman. And we're not talking about just a guy who can shoot pretty damn far. We're talking about a guy who can shoot pretty damn far, who can shoot in different spots. He's like a physics genius or something for some odd reason. He knows how to shoot.
He's highly intelligent.
So he's very skillful in that. Like, he can bounce a bullet off in one angle to another and manage to shoot a guy without even being in the room or seeing him from the back angle or something, you know?
His knowledge of ballistics is
impressive.
It's very impressive.
Yeah, so when you got that guy, he's got the aim. He doesn't miss his target, but of course, Frank Castle isn't an easy target. He's not just some guy you're going to run up on and everything like that. No, he's going to give you a run for his money. He's tactical. He's strategic. He knows what he needs to do in order to get to Deadshot. He's battled guys with snipers before, or people with range shots. I'm sure Punisher has. Besides that, Punisher is also very well known in marksman killing as well. I think he took a shot at Spiderman.
He took a shot at Spiderman.
Think about it.
Wasn't able to get Spider-Man, but he took a shot at him.
Haven't had the balls to go against a guy who is super strong, has heightened sensibility and all that stuff. I mean, He's
constantly known for fighting Spider-Man and Daredevil a lot.
Yeah, and Daredevil is no walk in the park either. This guy is master in, jiu-jitsu, whatever you want to give him, in martial arts.
Boxing.
And boxing as well. And even that's actually his specialty. And with that, still, Frank Castle is still a run for his money. So putting that aside, Deadshot does need to get rid of Punisher from distance. Close range, of course, he still has a fair shot. I mean, he has some skills we just learned about. He's also in military. I believe he was in the Marines. He was also a member of the Raja al Ghul crew. What do they call them? The League of Assassins. There you go. And what do you call it? When you got that background, he's going to be an impressive fighter. But, of course, Frank Castle is pretty tough.
Yeah.
He isn't easy to beat, and he isn't easy to take down, even with the skills. So Deadshot's best bet would be to go range. Now, if he can get to Frank Castle before Frank Castle can get to him, it's all about getting that right shot.
Yeah.
Now, a moving target is a challenging target. Don't get it twisted. Let's get real. Deadshot has challenged Batman, and he hasn't exactly killed Batman.
Nope.
Even though he's the best shooter in the world, let's get real. He hasn't gotten Batman. So if he hadn't gotten Batman, there's something to say about him and the ability to shoot a moving target. Maybe he can shoot somewhat of a moving target, but
especially when that moving target is Frank Castle.
Especially with all the strategical moves Castle has with grenades and everything and concussions, whatever you got in his tool belt.
Oh yeah.
Deadshot would have to try to put him away quickly, and if he doesn't put him away quickly, and he has to at least get one graze. If he can get him wounded in the leg, get him wounded at that point, then this range won't be any much of a competition for Deadshot, because Frank needs to be in 100% physical tippity top shape to go against someone with a master skill. But if he's still in great physical shape when he gets to him, that's a bit of a challenge for Deadshot, because Frank is savage.
Yeah,
man can do fist to fist beatings. He can take a beating. Now maybe Deadshot
killed the entire Marvel universe.
That's a lot to say. And even though Deadshot's taking beatings from Batman,
not like he killed a team or he killed the Avengers or no, he killed the entire Marvel universe until he was the only one left.
Think about that.
And then I think he killed himself. But that's not the point. He killed everybody.
Think about it. And if you look at the list of rosters in the Marvel universe,
that's nuts.
That's a big list. That's a lot.
Iron Man, Thor.
You got Spiderman. You got people who are superhuman
Wolverine.
strength, speed, all this stuff, and yet Frank managed to get all of them. Now, given enough time, motherfucker can do a lot of damage.
Yes, given enough time and prep, Frank is dangerous.
So,
definitely dangerous.
The only way I see Deadshot winning this real fair fight, it would be getting him while he's at a distant range, making sure that he gets that shot while he still can, or at least graze him to wound him in some essence of a way from the legs. I wouldn't say the arms, because I'm going to tell you, Frank, I've seen him in a lot of bullet takings, and he can take a bullet and manage to fight through it when it comes to the upper torso. But when it comes to the bottom torso, those always feels like that's where the characters have the weakest part, because you can't really do much damage.
Because when you fight, a lot of the times you put a lot of weight on your one leg.
Yeah,
especially your lead leg.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you have especially if someone's gonna be kicking you as you're trying to swing. That's gonna be a challenge. It's trying to maintain the balance.
It's just like whenever you can't put weight on one of your legs, it kind of just throws you off balance and just kind of makes you a little wobbly and a little bit vulnerable.
Yeah, and if you got a guy from the League of Assassins, and he smells blood, he's a wounded animal. He's gonna take him. He's gonna be able to take him. There's no doubt about it. Plus, he has those hand pistols in his hand. So even if he doesn't beat him, he's still gonna take a shot at him.
Yeah, even if he's not able to hit him with the sniper rifle, which more than likely he can.
Yeah.
He does still have those little hand pistols, which Frank's gonna have to try to neutralize those.
Yeah, he would have to try to take that out of his hand. But if he didn't, bam. There's a shot right there. Even if Frank had beaten the ounce of living crap out of Deadshot, there'd still be that opportunity where, bam, a pistol could get shot, one bullet. Because Deadshot, he's still remarkable of a marksman. He can still shoot a bullet, manage to ricochet it back on something, and then hit him from the back of the skull. Game over. But anyways,
well, Frank is going to have to come prepared. He's going to have to try to plan something out. He's going to have to try to bring Floyd down to the ground to where they're both on the same level. He's going to have to try to use a lot of melee weapons. Like, as you've seen in some of the comics, Frank is very good, especially. He's going to have to use his environment. He's going to have to use anything he could get. A rock, stick, whatever. He's going to have to bring some stuff with him. As you've seen in some of the comics, Frank has used a bat, he's used a sword, he's used an axe whenever he doesn't have a weapon nearby. You know, he's very good at using his environment against his opponent and making a makeshift weapon to his advantage.
Yep.
That's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to neutralize Floyd's arm cannons or arm guns, whatever you want to call them. He's going to have to neutralize those somehow, break them, cut Floyd's arms off. If he can manage to do that. He's going to have to maybe get a bat and maybe try to damage the...
that like eye goggle,
it's like
binocular thingy.
Yeah, it's like a monocle. It's like a high-tech monocle that basically, you know, gives him the range and, you know, helps him out with his shot. He's gonna have to damage that, take off the headgear, try to make, you know, the fight a little bit more open. And without those weapons, you know, Floyd's gonna have a really tough time dealing with Frank. You know, especially if Frank, you know, catch him on an off day or he's not in a good mood. You know, an angry Frank Castle is not something you want to deal with.
Oh,
you know, throws a couple concussion grenades where it disorients him and he can't really see and he can't really focus that good shot. If he can do that, then, you know, he can give Floyd a run for his money, I do believe. Yeah, he's going to have to plan ahead, use melee weapons, be as savage as humanly possible, and just not let up. He's going to have to beat him down quickly. And just not let... He's going to have to disorient Floyd, basically, and just not give him time to recover.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the roster of people Frank has gone toe-to-toe with, it's superhuman beings. I mean, when you think about Deadshot's gone with a handful of somewhat superhuman beings. I don't know in the Suicide Squad if
I'm pretty sure he's gone up against some high-level people, you know.
I'm hoping he is.
Batman is one.
Yeah, Batman's a tough. But I mean, at the same time,
it's difficult for us to say right now because, you know, I myself am not very knowledgeable in DC's comics.
Yeah.
You know, so
that's the thing. Like, I want to say that I don't really know for sure either because of Suicide Squad. I mean, he could go into different challenges in that alone. So
to shorten it, I will just say this: I don't think Deadshot has killed the entire DC universe.
No. Yeah.
Frank has killed the entire Marvel universe.
Yeah, that's true. Like if you're looking at the roster of who's done more in the realm of record, you got Punisher's got more of a. He's fought against super beings compared to what Deadshot's probably fought against.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There definitely has been times Frank has fought the wrong person and it just did not end well for him at all.
Yeah.
You know, we won't bring those up.
So I mean, okay. So we made pretty much the case from my point of view. Deadshot needs the range. Deadshot will be able to eliminate his opponent in that way, and if not, he would be able to graze him at least. And if he were to be able to graze him, then Punisher's ticket would be punched. And my boy over here's advantage. He believes that with Frank Castle's, what was your argument on that? That he would have him at more of a closer range.
In close quarters, Frank has the advantage.
Yeah. I would think that with
that's what Frank would need to do. You know, get in close, disorient him, and just not let him recover.
Yeah, I mean, I think even if I wanted to add a twist to it, I mean. No, not a lot of people know that Frank Castle can really take a beating, and when I mean a beating, I mean he can take a stab too. Yeah. If Deadshot were to try pulling a knife and just stabbing, like Punisher in the leg, I mean Punisher would go ballistic. He'd probably take that freaking blade out, and then he would just go Hulk on him. I mean, he would just start killing him and just stab.
Yeah, people don't. One thing I feel people don't really talk about, I guess, is Frank's anger.
Yeah, his temper,
his rage.
That's the thing. The temper is what makes that anger he has in him, that rage, makes him that tough of an opponent. That's why he's so hard to beat, because he's not just an ordinary guy who just went to the army, learned some skills, and said, "All right, cool, I can kill people for a living." No, he was like, "I got motive, I got reasoning, and when somebody gets in my way, I got like red in my eyes. Yeah. I'm seeing blood." So
Frank is dedicated and very committed to what he does. He's committed to the mission.
Mm-hmm. If
you're in the way of the mission, you are one dead individual.
So if Deadshot doesn't put him away right away, Frank's temper, that anger, that rage will overpower him. There's no doubt. I don't care how skilled Deadshot might be in the field of.
I know Deadshot is mentally kind of unstable, so if Frank could kind of play to that and get Deadshot to just like go nuts a little bit,
yeah,
you know, I think he could do it.
I mean, either way, it's a pretty tough. Two of these competitors are pretty tough to beat. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. I'll give it at that. But anyways, that's the end of it. If you guys like it, please share, like, or subscribe to the channel.
Give us suggestions. Who do you want to see?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, yeah, honestly, we're gonna start putting it on Instagram where we're gonna ask you guys what characters would you guys like to see next.
We'll just give you a bunch of suggestions, and you'll just pick one.
And then you pick one, and then
we'll give you a bunch of suggestions for the other one, and you pick him.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how we'll play it out. Anyways, guys, really appreciate you guys. Catch you guys later. Peace.